My name is Kaari Mukami. I am 27 years old. I am a mom to two girls. One is 4 years old and the other one is 8 months. My journey has been one hell of a journey, you can say that. But it's been a process of learning and being able to adapt to things that you never thought you were going to have to adapt to. So when I got pregnant, that was last year, I expected to experience the normal things a normal woman could experience. You know, going for baby shopping things and everything. There you are, buying everything that you thought you were going to use. But then at the end of it all, you come to realize that some of the things that you bought, you're never going to use them. Not only for that pregnancy, but ever in your life. The excitement that comes with you're going to be a mom. So even before I knew the gender of the baby, I had started buying some things like the unisex clothes, some things like the baby strollers, the breast milking the pumps, then the scarves and all that. But then after realizing I'm carrying a girl, so now that is when the excitement comes in extra. So you're there, I'm going to have a girl, I'm going to have a mini-me, someone I'm going to go shopping with and buy matching clothes with and all that. My last trimester was hectic. One, because my baby was not strategically positioned. She was in OPP, they call it in OPP in the hospitals. She was like a kind of carved in my womb. So there was no way I was going to have a normal birth. And even after that, you're planning you're going to be in labor, but you can't be in labor. You're only going to dilate, but you're not going to give birth normally. There was no way she was going to come out in the normal way. If I tried giving birth the normal way, I could have had a 3rd-degree tear. So the only solution was for me to go to CS. But even during the 3rd trimesters, you're there, you're going to the clinics, then the doctor starts asking you, do you feel anything with your breast and all that? Because my breasts were just the normal size. There's nothing coming out, no water, no nothing, no pain. You're supposed to have the blood, breast and all that. I was just the normal me. So now after giving birth, you're supposed to breastfeed your baby. There's something like every doctor says every mother has a way of being pregnant. There are different experiences. So they actually thought it would come back to normal after I give birth. No cause for alarm. We just examine you after the baby is born and all that. We'll give you the feedback afterwards. I packed my hospital bag at 30 weeks. I don't know it's the excitement or what, because you're there. I've washed my clothes, everything is there, so why not pack my bags? It was actually on October, after my 30th week clinic, after I've been told the gender. So here I am, it was on October 28th. So here I am, I've been told I'm carrying a girl, so the excitement comes. I go home and tell my husband, hey babe, you know what, we're having a girl. So he's like, you know what, go bring your bags, you're going to pack them today. We actually packed together with him. And the other girl, she was like, Mom, unaenda utolewa watoto mwingine hapa kwa tumbo? I'm like, yes, nenda nikulete ka sister kingine. So on October 28th, we actually packed our bags. In this bag, there are some newborn clothes, the baby shawls, the diapers, there were wipes, there are the petroleum jellies that I'm supposed to apply to the kids. Then there is my maternity pads, the cotton wools, and all that. In my mind, I'm supposed to breastfeed first I'll pump when I'm supposed to go back to work. That's when I'll start pumping the milk so that she can have milk when she's left back at home.
9 weeks.
Actually, I do, but with a lot of difficulty, because at 39 weeks, I actually dilate. I dilate. I'm not having no contractions. I'm just dilating, and then the discharge is coming out and all that. So we head to the hospital, and the doctor tells me, "Hey, madam, at this point, we just have to book you for an emergency CS, because I've already dilated up to 9 centimeters, but I'm having no contractions." So apparently the baby was already tired in my womb. So there was no way I was going to push that baby. And even if I pushed that baby, I was going to have a 3rd-degree tear. She was actually big. My body is small. And the baby was big. She was almost 4 kgs. She was 3.8. And she was tall. Because up to now, she's actually tall. She can't wear most of the clothes that we had bought. She was big and she was tall. And my body, I have a small body. So in the process of it carrying another child, the child had to carve herself
To feed.
No. After the CS, you're taken to a recovery room. You're supposed to stay for like 3 hours for your legs to come back to normal, because they are done. So the moment you're able to lift your legs is when you're given the baby to breastfeed. That takes around 30 minutes, 30 to 1 hour. So after that 1 hour, you're supposed now to breastfeed for the first milk to come out, the colostrum and all that. But here you are, you're trying to breastfeed, the baby is just crying. She's crying and crying. The moment you put the breast, she stops crying, but the moment she starts sucking, nothing comes out. So here you are, the doctor comes, she pinches your breast. It's supposed to be painful, nothing is working. She asked me, "Have you ever had a nipple crack?" I'm like, "What's a nipple crack? I don't know what that is." So I was given some tablets. There were 4 tablets, small white tablets. I don't actually know the name of those tablets. And she told me after some time, at least water is supposed to come out of your breast. I'm like, okay. But for the meantime, continue breastfeeding the baby, at least so that she can be able to suck whatever is going to come out. After 2 hours, she came back. Anything? No. My breasts are just the same, no increment. They're supposed to be heavy, they're not heavy. I'm just fair. So after 1 day post-CS, the baby had to be taken to the nursery because she hasn't breastfed anything. There's nothing, and she's hungry. Remember, she was already tired in the womb. So she was taken to the nursery, and she was given milk, this none. And then the doctor sent me to the gyna and told me, "Madam, first go see the gyna, we see what your problem is." After the examination, the doctor, I remember he called my husband out and told him, "Hey, boss, mimi sioni mkinyonyesha huyo mtoto wenyu." Why? Huyo matiti zake haziwezi toa maziwa. Kwa nini? That's when he came back and started explaining there's something like hypopalalysis or something like that. My glands are not fully developed for them to produce milk. So there's no way I'm ever going to breastfeed a kid. Have you ever felt like everything has come crumbling down on you? Like you want to cry, but you can't cry at the same time because the baby is crying. You want to scream. You want to go on top of the highest mountain and scream everything out. I remember I couldn't talk to anybody for 2 days. Actually, my mother-in-law was so much afraid that I had fallen into depression. Thank God she's a doctor. So she came and told me, hey, mama, hapana. Ule mtoto anahitaji kula na anahitaji mamake. So if you don't come back to your senses right now, you're going to lose your kid. So that's when it hit me. Okay, I have a kid, but then I can't breastfeed, so what's the use of it? So before I came to the realization, oh, I have a kid that needs my support, even if I can't breastfeed her, it was hard. It was hard. That is the time you don't even want to talk to anybody, let alone your friends, even your own husband. You don't want to see him. It's like makosa ni yake. That was one of the hardest things I had to do, to now come back to the reality that she's already here. You can breastfeed her, but she has to survive. No. Because remember, my baby is in the NBU. I haven't even touched her or held her. I only held her the day I was in surgery after coming out of surgery. I haven't held her. Yet here you are telling me I can't breastfeed her. So those are two things that are hitting me at the same time. I want to hold my baby, but I can't. I want to breastfeed her, but I can't. Because breastfeeding is a way of bonding with your own child. So what am I supposed to do? It was difficult because I remember I told my mom, mimi hata mtoto ambaye simtaki. I don't want that kid. What was the essence of me getting a kid that I can't breastfeed? At least if I had realized before the baby came, I usually say it would have been much easier for me to process. But then it is happening at the same time. Now the baby is in the NPU. There is nothing else you can do. The baby is already here, so what are you supposed to do? The gyna told me if I had seen a gynecologist on my last trimester, I would have been able to realize that I can't produce milk. But during my A&C clinics, I wasn't told anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You just go into the clinic, you're told everything is okay. I don't think they didn't actually tell me you might not be able to produce the milk.
They kept feeding you hope?
They gave me hope that somewhere along the line I'll still be able to breastfeed my kid.
Mm.
A week after, I'm home. The baby is home. Now, she's crying at night. Now, that was where the hard part was. The night started. She's crying. You're there, you can't even be able to move. Your wound is still fresh. Sometimes she didn't accept the non-milk. So it was hard. I remember a week afterwards, that was when my mom came and told me, Queen, you know what? We're either going to breastfeed this kid or I'm going to take this kid away from you. And I'll have to go with her. So I'm like, why are you taking my baby? I'm taking this baby back to Nyeri. I'm going to Nyeri with it. So I'm like, why? Because you're not helping. You're supposed to at least go pick up the baby, give him the bottle. She'll have to take it. She's hungry. At least try and bond with her. Maybe then she'll start accepting the bottle instead of her crying the whole night. That was when I started, slowly. And let's say at least a week later, that was by Christmas, I could feed her properly and she could sleep throughout the night.
Mm.
I wanted to throw them away. But after some time, I realized maybe somebody else needs them more than I do. So I gave them away. No. You know, most of the things, especially in African communities, when you tell somebody you're a mother and you are holding a kid, what do they tell you to do? Mnyonyeshe tuone. Mnyonyeshe tuamini ni wako. But you can't do that. So most of the time, I actually avoided friends. I haven't been in contact with most of my friends and even my family for the last 8 months. We just talk on WhatsApp, on Facebook. But anybody who says, I'm going to visit you, no, I'm not around.
Why?
Because I don't want that thing like, mnyonyeshe tuamini ni wako, ama the baby starts crying, and here you are, I am supposed to pick up, they expect me to pick her up and breastfeed her. But here I am picking her up and telling Jennifer, nisaidie chupa ya mtoto. Some people start saying, there was someone I actually heard saying, why am I refusing to breastfeed that kid? Ama ni matiti staki isag. So to all mothers out there, breastfeeding can be a way of bonding with a child, but that is not the only way. Let not that make you feel less of a mother. You are a mother to a great kid, you're a great mother out there. Always make sure each and every single day you wake up with the mind that no matter what happens, he or she is your kid. She'll always be there and she'll need you from time to time.